Hello, that was a little bit of the kickoff. A look at us. I appreciate that you getting part two of this technique building exercises that I put together. I tell you guys, if you're having trouble, it's in your right hand, the right hand technique. I've been teaching that. I learned Mr. Newman. I learned it from him all down through the years. That's what he taught. And these technique exercises ain't no joke. I got to tell you that for sure. So I think it was very, very much needed for today because there wasn't really anybody teaching it. For one reason or another, it's hard to teach it when you can't do it yourself. So that's why a lot of them didn't do it. And they really didn't like it when I was teaching it or preaching it. I was a avid believer in that, just as Mr. Newman was. And when I put that article up about what he said, it kind of hit home. Now technique is the is the flavor of the month, isn't it? But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. We're going to do these exercises. If you got part one, those got you started. But I'll be honest with you. This part two here is going to be a little bit tougher. Going to be a little bit tougher because I will say this. They ain't none of it easy at all in these technique stuff. But let me tell you what to do on these things. And I was reading where Mr. Franklin said, I can't imagine him not being able to do anything or play anything, but he said back in one of those steel guitar magazines, what he said was when he worked on these things, he worked on one, and when if it just didn't come together for him, or if it just didn't work out, he didn't spend a lot of time on it. Move on, and that's what that is my suggestion on these things. Work on them, learn them. But if they don't spend a lot of time on just one. Just move on, get it, and move on. Because you know sometimes it's just it's just not meant to be. So don't spend a lot of time. I mean, and everybody can't play everything, and but play what you can. I had a guy ask me, said, "Well, how many times should I do one of these exercises?" Well, and the answer, until you can play it. Try that. Do it till you can play it. Try it. You know. So I think actually what the question was what's the least amount of time I can do these things. You know. I think that's pretty much what it was. But neither here nor there. Work on these things. If you're having trouble with your technique. These things need to be your practice. This is what you need to be practicing on. On my Saturday broadcast, when somebody signs up for my broadcast on Saturday, you don't have to watch it Saturday. You can watch it anytime you want to. But for a month's broadcast, you get 16 technique exercises. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 intros, and you get one complete song tab. These things ain't, and I've had people tell me, say, these things are hard. You know, this is hard. Well, yeah, they really are. But if you learn one thing, my philosophy is if you learn one thing, if I bought anything down through the years and it was $30, $40 from Mr. Emmons or anybody, if I learned one single solitary thing that I could use, then whatever that course cost was worth it. And if you're not looking at it that way, probably a problem anyway. So let's look at this right hand technique. We're going to start. We're going to start with number one on your worksheets, and get your worksheets. And we'll go through these things. I'm going to put this graphic up. I'm doing this in a little bit different format than I did part one. But I don't guess it makes any difference. So, but just take a look at these. These are Mr. Newman's, I'm sure. and it just puts you on the right path. And I teach this before every broadcast. I teach this every single solitary time to my subscribers, 120 or so. And a lot of them, they don't watch it live. A lot of guys don't watch it live, and you don't have to either. So watch it when you want to. But this is the first thing that we do. So and study that. I'm not going to go into a lot of that. I want to go ahead and get started on these exercises. I want to do these exercises and go through those. So number one. Exercise number one is just a little bluesy thing. Yeah, you're gonna pick on that. That's number one. And you can work those things. And I tell you can play those things as they're wrote. Or you can do different things. That's just a little blues thing, isn't it? And work on those things. I always have a blank piece of tab, and I got notes over there. Note that I may hear something different. I probably heard this very first exercise. I'm doing something else, and I just jotted it down, and this is it. It's great exercise. Number two, and you'll recognize this, I'm sure. And that's the second one. You can do it if you've got a knee lever that raises your seventh string. You can use that. I raise mine. I raise mine a whole tone. But this is only a half tone raise. Or you can reach back here like that's real impressive if you can do the reach at the nut behind the nut. And reach back here and just do the string like that, like. A lot of people like that. Number three, let's move on. That's number three. That's the little vamp. That's a nice, great technique exercise. That's it. And you can work that, can't you? Number four. And this is an open string thing. We're going to be doing some of that. Number four. Number five. And it's just a little run up, isn't it? Into seven. C. C7. And that's the first five. Work on those. Work on those. Exercise number 6. The little thing I'd come up with Saturday on the broadcast. I mean, just something to come. And we was playing Kentucky Waltz. We was learning that, and this little thing come to my mind as we were learning it. That's number 6. Number 7 is a little chalker thing that he did. And nice little thing there. And it's just, he does that. Or did that doing one of those heart over mind things, I believe. Just a little nice little thing he did. Number 7 is this. And these things also, when you plan it, that's a great, and on your worksheet you'll see chalker style. Number 7, that's just do these things. These things, that's a great, all these are just, I keep saying that's a great technique exercise. Well, absolutely, that's why we're doing it. But these things, those things are really, really help your right hand. You can feel it. When you do these things, you can feel it. Number 8. That's pretty much says it all, doesn't it? And you can, now, the pick block and the palm block, the thing I said, you blind those things any way you can. Whatever you can do, whatever technique that you use, well, do you pick block or do you palm block, or what do you block? I block any way that I can get that string blocked. I got one guy, he'll throw his boot up there and block it. Whatever you got to do that. But that's something come with. We have fun on the broadcast too. People like that, I guess. But it ain't all fun. With these technique exercises ain't much fun, are they? That's why it's hard to play. But I will say this, I believe also, and I believe in scales. I believe in your scales. I believe in doing a scale, but I like this kind of stuff here better than sitting around running scales. Just running scales and all that. I like this. I try to teach it this way because at least you might as well get a little bit of entertainment out of the thing, or make it a little bit fun, other than doing these scales. Now, wasn't that fun? Number 9, exercise number 9. And that's just ain't that? I like that. That's raising your 4th string with your A pedal, and it's pretty much standard tune is what I use here. You've got a tuning chart that come with this thing, so it's just a lot of these pulls are maybe different on your guitar or whatever, but that's why I don't say, well, my left going right, it lowers my E's or raises or whatever, because somebody else may have it at a different place. So it really don't matter where they're at. And you can slide back to the A. That's in A. That's number 9. Number 10, and open string 4. It's 4 and 7. And that's what that is. And just like that. And just work with that. That's number 10. Move on to a number 11. This is when we're going to be, this as I'm doing this is the 26th of May. And starting the 30th, we're going to be doing my Mama Tried. These guys, they wasn't going to let me down no other way but to do this Mama Tried. So, but right here's a little thing that we use. That's number 11. Number 12. Number 13. That's number 13. You can do that as many times as you want to. I picked that up from Mr. Johnson. That's a pretty nice little thing there. That's a good technique. That's number 13. Number 14 is something that I remember teaching this and on the broadcast. Yeah. That's number 14. Or you can do it just the fifth, just with your third string. That's number 14. Number 15 is, and this is a little different too. That's number 15. And it starts, that's a run out of A, but it starts on the 7th fret on the 9th string, 9, 8, 7, 6. And let me tell you the fingering on that would be at your first finger on the 5th string, thumb, finger. It's crossing over. That's something you don't hear much of it anymore. There's that thumb finger crossover. It's very, 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 very crucial, very important if you're ever going to play with any kind of speed at all. That's number 15. Number 16 is this. As pedals down, and it's just going from an F to an F7, isn't it? Or actually it's a 9th here. And just that's all it is. You can play that. I got it wrote with just 3 strings on the 7th fret, 7, 5, 6, and 8. With the A and B pedal down, you can see it there in the lever that lowers your 8th string. But to really make that effective, hit all those strings. Include that. Anytime you play more than 3 strings, play the top 2 with your first 2 fingers, and strum up with your thumb. And you can let off the pedal whatever you want to do. That's number 16. This is number 17. You heard that before, I'm sure. And you can play that. That's a scale run, isn't it? Those little things right there, just little things like work on some, Number 17. Number 18, you'll like this one. I like number 18. That's number 18. And you can tell people that you learn some rock and roll. Number 19 I like also. Number 19. So you could put that together, couldn't you? And play a little bit of Proud Mary or something. Used to play that. I used to. But anyway, that's number 19. And it just plays that C pedal on coming out of that C chord, and just a C pedal. That's not to do. I like that. That's good. I like that. All right, so that's number 19. Number 20. Yeah, you love this one. This is the one you're. And it's just a hammer-on little banjo thing. And you can do the hammer on to the 10th string at 2nd fret. That's number 20. Moving right along. That was easy, wasn't it? So far, it's easy. So far. Number 21. That's number 21. It's going to be out of F. Yeah, 14, 13. That's number 21. Number 22. Yeah. That's number 22. Number 23. 1 and 4. Right there it is. That's number 23. Number 24. Number 25. Nice little thing, just a little I'm sure that's familiar. You can definitely remember that. That's number 25. Number 26, moving right along. Number 26, 4 and 5. Number 26. Nah, number 26. That is great technique. Work on that. That's a technique. Work on that. Number 26 was number 27. And let them ring. And you can play that kind of on the sheet, but on the sheet it's on the number 27 at the 8th fret, 4, 5, and 6 with your A pedal. Come in and out with your B pedal. 7, 8, and you can just hit it one time if you want to. Or you can do it the other way. But I believe I just hit it one time. The 4 and 5 one time. That's number 27. Number 28 is another little nice thing. And that's just a thing out of or you can do it that way, either one of those. Just raising that 4th string. That's 28. Number 29. Number 29. That's number 29, isn't it? Number 30. Another one of these things here. On number 30, what you want to do, lower that 2nd string a whole tone all the way down with your 5th string, and let them ring. You coming off. This is really this. I heard Mr. White he plays this. And that's just coming off of that second string. And I played that on In the Garden. Number 30. And that's using that 2nd string drop, isn't it? I like that. That's number 30. Number 31. I thought we couldn't get away from this thing without, on this series, without doing some chimes. So we're going to do some chimes. This chiming, we're going to chime this thing. And I chime like this. I use my little finger, and now you can do different. A lot of people do different things. I don't know the correct way to chime. It's like whatever it takes to chime it. That's what you do, and I do it like that. I do. That's number 31. That's number 31. Work on those chimes. Whatever your technique is, whatever you do to chime. When I did that back when I do the way to survive on YouTube, and it come to that part where it goes. I think I missed every doggone one of them. I swear I did. I don't think I even done one of them. They come back and say, well, if you hadn't said nothing, nobody would have known. Well, I knowed it. I knowed. I missed every doggone one of those when I was playing that way to survive. But that's a tough little technique there. Exercise number 32, and our very last one. That's not. Let me tell you something. That's not easy. Even though even though you're letting the things ring and not blocking those things, you might think that would be a little bit easier since there ain't nobody since we ain't blocking nothing. But when you're on the eighth string, 8, 5, and 4. That's a technique exercise. That's what I'm talking about. That's what makes it a technique exercise. But anyway, guys, that's 32 of part 2. I tell you what, you can't do these things. You can't. These techniques, you can't do enough of them. There's just no way that you can come to the end of technique, because it gets like they say, it just goes on and on and on. But that's going to be part 2 of 32 technique building exercises. These are things that you can also use you can use those things for a lot of them you can use as phrases and songs, and I actually do. I mean, that's where they come from. And I think it's a whole lot more interesting. It's a whole lot more, makes you want to do them more when you're actually playing something besides do, re, mi. I never liked that. I never liked do, re, mi, to tell you the truth. But that's what today, if you, it's interesting that if you even get somebody to do a technique thing, that's all they want to do re, mi you to death. Well, I tell you what, I don't mind the do, re, mi thing, but and I understand its usefulness, but that gone. I mean, that gets old kind of quick, doesn't it, guys? But anyway, we do this kind of thing every single solitary Saturday for the last 4 years, of 200, and this Saturday will be 242. We go through all this stuff. You don't have to watch it live if you're not. If you're serious about learning this thing, that's where you need to be. You need to be with me on Saturday, and we'll teach you to play this thing. Thank you, guys.